Acting just how he forecasted. Still very strong in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but losing strength ever so slowly as it starts to enter East Texas. Please take the correct tornado precautions at this time. Interior room, away from windows. This really could be a precursor of what we could be seeing later on in East Texas. So with severe weather today, it's not if, it's when. A very promising tight-knit couplet of very strong winds producing likely a tornado just north of Tyler, moving through the Lindale area. Now, we did get word that they're thinking about canceling this severe thunderstorm warning, possibly some hail along this line. Fortunately, right now there are no tornado warnings, but still showing lots of heavy rain. Now, let's play chef really quick here. We got to talk about ingredients we kind of just touched on. We have to make the perfect ingredients for severe weather. Well, step one, we need something to cause the lift. What's going to cause those storms really fire on up? And so I'm joined here now by Bryson. He is half giraffe, half engineer student. So cold up there, guys, that all meteorologists are telling people to stand in corners because there it's always 90 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Miss Piggy isn't dating Kermit the Frog or anything.
No, actually, she eats Kermit the Frog.
No.
Oh!
So we're giving away the forecast.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair. And speaking of fair, look at this photo by Amber.
So you pull up to 3 Gs while you're going through these cycles.
I don't even get that much data on my phone.
Do you have any Shakespeare quotes you can give? Because they're
Yeah. Just off the top of my head. Dost thou reign, ever thee stop? Know thee thy don't.
Yes, I know that one.
Yeah, that's one of his famous Shakespeare poems. I believe it's an excerpt from Romeo and Juliet. When they said that we didn't have to shave anymore, I think we took it a little bit too far, don't you think? All the funnel cakes will be going towards me already. A big percentage of my body weight already is funnel cakes. Rats! I was so close, only 6 numbers off of winning that big jackpot, and had to make sure there's no gum in between the seats. But there was a lot of it, because come on, it's a bus. That's what happens. We will see more and more upper-level smoke make its way all across the United States, impacting majority of us, including East Texas. So we're starting to see a little bit of a haziness in our upper atmosphere. Usually our nitrogen atmosphere kind of refracts blue light. That's why it looks blue outside. But we have all this upper level smoke, and when sunlight moves through these smoke particles, they're different size, a little bit bigger, and that causes actually a forward projection of that light, giving more of a whitish color, whitish hue to it, and that's what causes that haze.
Living on a prayer, how's that Wednesday forecast looking?
And we'll make it, I swear, but we got to take a look at our live Doppler radar. We built up an 11-inch deficit from average. That's 11 inches less than we usually expect during this time period. But during our winter/fall, we picked up 13 inches plus, more than what's up on with that national view. So a lot of times when you get this kind of squall line activity or very organized line along a cold front, the updraft is so strong, it's throwing a lot of rain that's actually falling way behind it towards the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So that initial gust front is just kind of the initiation of that cold air plummeting down to the surface, and that's allowing that warmer air to be aloft and go very far back. You're seeing those light to moderate showers still in the Dallas-McKinney area, and that's what we can expect probably over the next 4 or 5 hours. Is still some pretty good light to moderate rainfall. So the rainfall we've already gotten, we're gonna get more on top of that. And again, we do apologize that we are doing this extended cut-in, but we are going to be on at least through the end of this tornado warning as it continues to push off towards our northeast, towards the Linden area, but still a very impressive line, very organized, at least north of Smith County. Gets a lot more choppy as you head towards Tyler, White House, Berryville, Jacksonville. Keep in mind that this can change very quickly. All it takes 15-30 minutes. We get a very big shift in how this storm is at least organized. But for now, still favored off to the northeast. Still hasn't quite moved into the Longview area. It is starting to just finally work its way into Gregg County, White Oak, Union Grove. We are seeing lots of reports of power outages. So this would also be a good time. Phones are charged. Make sure your flashlights are working properly as well, because once that, at least your electricity goes out, then there's some concerns comes with safety as well. But fortunately, not seeing any new tornadic activity. Everything is staying off to the northeast. Mount Pleasant, Pittsburgh area, you are now out of any kind of warning. Still the Dangerfield area, Hughes Springs, we will be watching for at least still some rotation. So let's switch over to that velocity product one more time. We're seeing some reds and some greens blending together just a little bit. Still broader rotation than we were seeing earlier, but still keep an eye out for this system as we're at least producing some strong winds with this, and damaging winds continue to be a big concern. Also that heavy rainfall that Brian mentioned earlier. But just a quick tidbit about how that national view is just showing how that front is forcing all of that rain still aloft way behind that initial front, and will continue to give us some rain potential as we head on into later during the overnight. So again, we apologize for this extended cut-in, just keeping everyone safe, but looks like still towards Dangerfield. Linden, keep an eye out for those storms. Brian?
Yes.
It's a little spooky, isn't it?
Spooky with those storms.
As well. So we will be having some thunderstorms developing here this afternoon and evening. That's why it's a KTK severe weather alert day with that severe weather potential. But let's do a recap of the month. Now that we are to the end of the month, we started October well above average. Temperatures almost good 10 degrees warmer than we should have been. The yellow line indicating that average mark. And then we just cooled down big time, pretty much right halfway through October. And as we end the month, still below average. Then we did do a little bit of a rebound here now as we end the month, but still it's been just a place all over the place. It's truly one of our big transition times of the year. We had nearly 12 inches of rainfall, but after today's rain on top of this, we get another 2-3 inches, no problem. So this has been one of the rainiest months of the year, well, the rainiest months in the last 5 years as well, has really helped with our drought situation. What I mentioned earlier, it is a severe weather alert day today, especially as we get to the afternoon and evening. There is severe potential, even a tornado threat. Best threat there is going to be towards deep East Texas, but still the Tyler Longview area could have that potential here today. A 100% chance of rain. So as this kind of evolves to our trick-or-treating forecast, now getting to tonight, unfortunately it looks like not exactly the greatest trick-or-treating situations going on. We've got some meteorologists poking around the corner here. Heavy gusty storms possible by 4 p.m. Still continue on. Some heavy rain by 7 p.m. But by 10 p.m. most of the rain is ending. We might get a nice little break here, but by then it might just be a little bit too late. I don't know if you want the kids to be staying up too late there, but unfortunately there could be still some lightning in the area, meaning just stay weather aware, especially as we head into our evening. So our trick-or-treating might not exactly be the greatest, because as this cold front moves through with this future cast, by as soon as late morning we could have some strong storms developing all across East Texas, really lining up though as we get into around 4 p.m. That's when this cold front swings through all of East Texas and then kind of just pushes off to our east, giving us also gusty winds, maybe even some hail and isolated tornadoes once that clears through East Texas. But by 10 p.m. we finally see that little bit of a break here. Hopefully we do get an opportunity for some trick-or-treating, but for now it looks like it is going to be a little bit of a hazardous outlook for today. But on the good side of things, once this cold front passes by, much cooler weather for our Thursday. We get sunnier by our Friday, and Saturday looks like our temperatures back into the mid-70s.